One of the most popular city builders as of late, Skylines is still going strong, with the developers recently releasing the latest expansion pack, Snowfall, a month back. The game has been a surprise hit for the developers, selling over 2 million copies on Steam as of the time of this video's upload. One of the major reasons behind the success of this game has been the continued fan support for it, with the addition of new models and items as well as gameplay refinements through the Steam Workshop. It's easy to forget how limited a lot of the options were in the original release of the game, with basic tools that one would expect such as terraforming and extended transport UI missing. And I believe it was only through this mod support that Cities Skyline was able to sustain itself. And so, we have to look towards the future and ask ourselves, what do we want from Cities Skylines 2? Or whatever its name is. With a bigger budget and an already established user base, what do we want to see as key pillars for the development of the sequel? Well, here's my list. Pull the best features of the most popular mods and implement them as part of the gameplay in the sequel. Mods such as Traffic Plus, automatic bulldozing, extended road upgrades, first-person camera, the expanded garbage buildings, etc. Clearly, they are all features that the community believes should be in the game. It makes sense then that the sequel will embrace these additions into their base game. Furthermore, the game should embrace modders and support people who want to get into the modding scene by giving them greater attention and revamping the asset creator to be more modular, so that anyone could create an asset of their own from the ground up. Perhaps the developer could take inspiration from Roller Coaster Tycoon? Giving people more options is important in ensuring that the sequel will last as long as the first game will. This might be a more controversial pick, and the developers are less financially motivated to do, but I really believe that for a successful transition of the user base to happen, the content that have been introduced in the expansion packs, Nightlife and Snow, have to be in the base game of the next century. I understand why the developers were initially limited with their funding of the game, but now that they have successfully established a new IP with great potential behind it, it would make little sense to pull on EA and strip away components that were introduced in the previous entry just to justify selling them as DLC pieces. This would outrage the fans and slow down the move to the sequel. Compared to its closest rival, SimCity, the interface is extremely lacking. It's ugly and the design for the icons are not consistent with one another, and the whole design collapses in terms of utility once you have more mods than what the simplistic arrows can manage. There are huge improvements that can be made here. Just take a look at Quartz here, a fan UI mod. It's minimalistic yet far outperforms our current UI by far. One of the major problems with Cities Skylines is that it promotes a very American-esque design to your city, block-like rather than the wider, more open cities that you see in Europe. Since the game places the highest productivity on making 4x4 lots, it discourages more naturally angled roads such as 45-degree angles that are extremely prominent in cities like Paris. Change the mechanics of the game to allow for a more diverse design for cities. Create assets that support the wider range in design. Schools heavily clash with heavy residential zones in the late game, and I understand that this is in some part due to the smaller budget they had for the game's initial development, but this shouldn't be a problem for the sequel. And finally, you know what I miss from SimCity? Being able to unleash Armageddon on your cherished work. Some men just want to see the world burn. This one is a personal one, but would make for a fun addition, wouldn't you say? Well, that's my list. What's yours? I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. I've been seriously enjoying my time with Cities Skylines, but I've faced a lot of minor annoyances that is holding the game back from being the perfect city builder. What's your experience been like? I really want to hear from you, so sound off below. Alright, until next time, bye!